What is this? Okay, we're looking at this video. Drafting Joshua Primo was actually genius. What? An actual video that's being positive about the Spurs. All right, let's turn this music off. We got to get into this. Genji, big shout out to you because this look, are you trolling? You're not trolling with this one, are you? I don't think he's trolling. His ratio's good. So I'm going to go ahead and give you that like. Let's get straight into it.
What in the world was that?
Oh, that's DC Tree.
12?
No.
With all the people on the roster? What is
Oh, he doing call outs. He doing call outs. This is similar to what I do. I call people out. You doing call outs, aren't you? Genji, are you a Spurs fan? I think you're a Spurs fan.
what is happening here? I think you know what I think happened? I think Greg Popovich is in Tokyo right now and he got the time zones wrong and he thinks that they are actually
Is he telling a joke? Because this is a very long joke. Oh my god, dude. Genji, you should have fast forwarded this because oh my goodness, this is the longest running joke I've ever heard in my entire life. I mean, DC Tree was like 4 seconds. This dude been telling this joke for like 50 minutes now. Leave it to the comedians.
picking with the 12th pick in the second round.
Woo, that was a long joke.
And the front office knew that we needed a power forward or center,
Oh, hey.
like a defensive power forward or center or a scoring power forward or center, because we have so many guards that it's not going to have a lot of opportunities.
Okay, when was this posted? Because this seems like kind of a narrative that made sense at the time. Because we went and got a lot of bigs. You see, September 9th? Okay, so this was posted September 9th. Okay. Yeah. That's enough time to kind of form an opinion. Still pretty early though, so good job on that. Oh, looks like it's gonna be some copyright. So what I'm gonna do is show my beautiful mug, and we're gonna listen to our boy.
Joshua Primo, a player that was expected to be drafted at 28, barely making it into the first round, was drafted at 12, a lottery position. This, of course, caused a lot of reactions, especially from the Spurs fans, being that he was yet another guard added to the San Antonio ensemble.
That's facts.
Even I was guilty. Fucking guard! God damn it! But after reviewing
You okay,
his
my boy?
stats, highlights, and playstyle, Joshua Primo, or as he has been dubbed in San Antonio, Optimus Primo, could save
Oh no,
the
he
San
didn't.
Antonio rebuild.
No, he didn't, bro. Can we just talk about that? Okay, this has nothing to do with your video, I promise. But yeah, we're not using Optimus Primo. No using Optimus Primo around here. It makes no sense. It's a stupid nickname. It doesn't roll off the tongue. It's so corny. It like Josh Primo probably doesn't even watch Transformers, bro. Like, where did it even come from? There's so many better names. Don't worry, we got one. Premonition, baby. Let's go. You can only say that on my channel. And I suggest you do the same, Genji. Ban anyone that is using anything different.
Now before I start this video off, I'm not saying the Spurs don't need a big man. In fact, as I record this video, I'm preparing for yet another discussion on that exact same topic. However, Primo is getting massive amounts of undeserved hate simply because, well, he's another guard. But as crazy as it sounds to say, we need another guard.
What?
Now was he getting a lot of hate during like around September 9th? I thought people were pretty content at the maybe they weren't. No, they weren't content. No, we weren't content yet. Yeah, he's right.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
What you talking about, man?
Yes, I know. A Spurs fan saying that the Spurs need another guard.
He is a Spurs
instantly
fan.
Makes that
I heard
Spurs
it.
fan
He's a Spurs fan.
Sound like he's on the good stuff. Maybe the better way to rephrase it is we need better guards. Let's look at what the
That's a
Spurs
really
have
good
done
point.
in the last couple years. After 2014, the Spurs started to see their team dissolve. Tim Duncan leaving in 2016, Tony Parker leaving in 2018 along with Manu Ginobili.
You know, that's actually a really good point. We definitely need different guards. I saw somebody in the comments the other day when I went live. and it was so mean, and I don't agree with it at all. Okay, I don't agree with it, but it is funny. I don't co-sign this. It's just funny. I was going into like an in-depth discussion with Huncho, and we were talking about Lonnie Walker, and I said, Lonnie Walker, I don't know what it is, but his shot doesn't go in, but I think he's confident. And then the comment said, "Oh yeah, he's confident. He's just bad." And I'm like, "No, don't say that. No, he's a good player. He can grow as a player, bro." Like, but I totally understand where you're coming from, Genji, because it is kind of like that. Like, man, it's so weird because we're so accustomed to having good guards, or at least having a go-to scorer. I'm hoping that Devin Vassell can end up being that. He's growing quite a bit. He's 6'7" now. He could potentially be a small forward now, but I don't know. But yeah, it is kind of hard with the team that we have right now. DeJounte Murray looks like he took a big step forward. Obviously, we're still going to have to lean on Bryn Forbes. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, Spurs fans, but Bryn Forbes is important to our team. So yeah, we are definitely missing the guy, to say the least. But you're completely right on that.
And Danny Green and Kawhi Leonard teaming up in Toronto. Stats began to take a toll.
Yeah, no
The
guards.
Spurs went from the number 1 3-point team the year they won the championship to 24th in the 2020 to 2021 season.
24th, dog.
With this huge drop in shots behind the arc, the San Antonio Spurs also dropped from the 6th highest scoring team in the league to the 20th. On top of all that, it felt like the team was scrambling to find who was their first option, second option, or any other role on the team. This caused the Spurs to frantically fill their roster with guards they thought could step up. Unfortunately, none of these guards are easy to point out as the leader. And as more and more people make
Well, I'll
jokes
say
of
this.
San
I'll say
Antonio-
this. That is true. Like, it's really hard to point out anyone as the leader. I'll say that, I mean, DeJounte is the verbal leader, but I understand what you're saying. Like, no one on our team right now is necessarily the definitive, I can give you the ball in crucial situations. I know that a lot of people are talking about, like, I don't know, kind of like a play by committee, like run by committee, like some teams do in the NFL. It rarely works. So you can't do that even in the NBA. It doesn't translate. Like, there is no, okay, we share the wealth and you can't have any superstar whatsoever. 2014, at the end of the day, old man Tim Duncan is better than still everyone in the league. Okay, he was still the best power forward in the game even at that time. He will make DeMarcus Cousins in his prime look bad. So, yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, I just wanted to get my 2 cents on that.
Drafting players headed to Austin. It's sad to say that our roster already looks like Austin 2.0.
Oh, don't say
Players
that.
like Lonnie Walker and Derek Wright have already hopped back and forth like a game of hot potato. But then a kid playing in Alabama started to catch San Antonio's magnifying glass, equipped with something all scouts love to see.
Catch and shoot badge, baby.
While Joshua Primo played in Alabama, he had a 38 three-point percentage. For reference, that's around the same as Patrick Beverley and D'Angelo Russell. Now then again, that's his college stats, so they are subject to dip or rise as time goes on. But
That's
his
true.
ability to space the floor and shoot beyond the arc is an ability that the Spurs desperately need. Now Joshua Primo is the youngest prospect in the 2020 draft. This has its pros and cons. He obviously needs more time to develop and gain muscle, but a young player that can stay a few years
You know what's
is better
funny?
than a vet.
You know what's funny about that? I know this was made in September 9th, but now that we've seen Primo, we've seen him in person. Joshua Primo looks like he actually built on some muscle. I don't know if it was like that quick. I don't know what's going on with that, but he looks much bigger than expected. I think even people that went to the game, there was somebody in particular that was in my Discord, and they said that Josh Primo looked pretty, you know what I mean? So I don't know. But at this time, I understand. Like, I'm a whole month behind, so you were completely right at this point. He looked like he needed to gain a little bit of muscle.
I believe the first chance he gets after only one season. Especially because Primo said he wants to be a Spur, which is something you don't see that often. His youth and skinniness allows him to be easily contested by taller or stronger players. It also makes it more difficult for him to finish in crowded situations.
You know
However,
what?
that
Hey,
doesn't
hey,
stop
hey,
him
hold on,
from
hold on.
trying.
You actually, one thing you actually hit the nail on the coffin. You actually predicted something. In the preseason, there's been some times where even though he's finishing fairly well, there's been a few times where he got the ball stripped from him, and it was definitely just him being young, and the NBA speed is a little different. But yeah, I did notice that. It's a little hard for him to finish in the paint at times. But I mean, he's still a killer. He is still a killer.
While he does have these weaknesses, he's 18.
Facts.
He's nowhere near his peak yet. Aside from his shooting, Primo has one word that makes him great:
Consistency.
effort.
Oh,
In these highlights, you can see Primo attempting to crash the offensive and defensive glass as a guard. And
Sorry,
getting
guys, I
steals
can't
to
show
get
it.
his team more
Copyright.
possessions. He doesn't shoot and stand behind to transition to defense. If he sees a shot is short, he instantly starts running to the rim to get it back. As the league continues to
hustler.
move in a more offensive game, ignoring defense, it's also important to have players that push the pace. Primo works perfectly in Pop's system of basketball
Look at
and
that
is
shot.
great at pushing the tempo. However, once again, his effort is shown on defense as he uses his combination of length and lateral quickness in order to contest pull-up mid-ranges and threes. In my honest opinion, too many Spurs fans are in a win-now mentality. The Spurs lately seem like they can't choose between their future or their present. But the Spurs finally seem to commit to their future.
Oh, okay. I was just about to say that. I was about to say we committed to our future. We just committed to our future. But yeah, you're completely right.
Along with players like Doug McDermott with a career 40% three, and Jock Landale, a great big man averaging 19 points and 10 rebounds, the Spurs are officially rebuilding.
It's
And
funny
this is
that
a
you bring up Jock Landale. It's funny that he brings up Jock Landale because one thing that I've noticed is that Joshua Primo and Jock Landale play very well together. Like, it's just a small little thing that I noticed. I saw it with Derek White and Jock Landale as well. I don't know what it is. It's probably just Jock being such an easy big man. He got good hands. One thing that we kind of complain about when it comes to Jakob at times is sometimes it feels like he doesn't have good hands. But Josh Landale, he's always at the right spot. Just thus far, okay? Just it's early on. Just thus far, he's always in the right spot. He's just a consistent off-ball big man, and on ball. He has a high basketball IQ. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh my God, I said all that just to say that. Jeez, dude.
Great step in the right direction. To summarize these takes, I ask former Nathan Burnett co-host Fernando to read this script to the video and give his thoughts, to which he said this. Quote, "Look, I sorta like the Primo pick. I think the guy's a solid-ass shot creator. There's upside in his defensive potential and the fact that he has such a good
He has really good defense, actually. Yeah, he actually has really good defense.
motor. You see it in his film. The guy plays with heart. He's got a little CJ McCollum / Pat Bev in him. But the guy needs to put on weight.
That's a bad what? He has a little bit of CJ McCollum and Pat Bev in him? Is he just a CJ McCollum fan and a Pat Bev fan? I don't see any of what? A little bit of CJ McCollum and Pat Bev. I don't know what you're what? What was he talking about? Genji, tell him to stop.
He has the age thing going for him, but he won't reach his ceiling if
I'm not over
he
that.
doesn't put on weight.
CJ and Pat.
He has solid second option potential or a great ass third option, but like CJ, he needs that next guy like a Dame to truly compete. The fit with the Spurs.
Okay, so this is I'm assuming that this is a while ago, and that's why he's making these comparisons. No. Especially at this point, we've kind of seen that Josh Primo. No, he doesn't have to necessarily be the second or third option. He doesn't come across as that type of player. It's just so effortlessly. I feel like the player that kind of comes down to is maybe Devin Vassell, probably that second guy. But yeah, I think he got it twisted. I would say Devin Vassell is the second option, and Primo potentially could be the first option. But yeah, I mean, but if you're basing it off of like us not knowing much about him at first, then I understand. But Yeah, no, I feel like at this point you should have seen enough highlights of him to come up with a different opinion on that one. I don't like that.
This is nice, but they won't compete until they get their big man of the future. But when they do, Primo is going to feed his team and raise.
We won't. Wait. Wait, hold on. They said the fit with the Spurs is nice, but they won't compete until they get their big man of the future. Like, what era are we in? We don't. What? I mean, yeah, okay. If Primo grows, that's gonna help, but I don't think we need a big man of the future to compete. Like, we're continuously changing the way that we approach the game. Popovich has changed his, not necessarily his coaching style, but his scheme. I don't think that that's comparable. I don't think that really makes a lot of sense. We don't need a big man for the future in the direction that the NBA is going. I don't understand that. I mean, yeah, I don't get it. I don't get it. I mean, having a big man that's good it does help, but I don't think it has to be like the pillar of the franchise. I just don't see it that way. So I don't know.
Their potential. End quote. The
And
only
we
downside
got some
to
good big
Primo
men now,
is that he
by the way.
plays the 2 and not the 1. This makes Primo fall into more of a CJ McCollum role, as we just discussed. But with the right teammates by his side, the Spurs could be well on their way to the top.
Is
again.
that what he meant
With
by
a center
that?
like Holmgren,
I don't feel
and a
like
point guard.
I don't feel like that's what he meant by that. That like, oh, it's because he plays the 2 that he would need a Dame who plays the 1. I don't think he said second or third option, as in he can't be the first option. And I just don't understand that at all. I mean, it's not like the point guard's always the first op. I don't know.
Guard like Ty Washington, the Spurs have a big 3 similar to the one they had before. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Facts. Let's wait and see. Hey man, that was a really good video. Like, really, that was a really good video. Guys, go check out Genji. That was really nice. Wow, a actual Spurs fan. Where all these Spurs fans coming from, man? Where y'all coming from? Dude, really good video. Nice. I completely agree with you. Drafting Josh Primo was actually genius. Yes, it was. And one thing that Spurs fans did say, and we kind of speculated too, was yeah, when they picked Josh, they didn't have a lot of faith in the future of our guards. And like you said, quantity doesn't equal quality when it comes to guards. So yeah, good video. Nice. Everybody support Genji. Good vid, bro. Yeah, I'm shocked. I am shocked that we found this. And you got another video here that's, oh my goodness. All right. Okay. I'll give it to you guys later. Until next time. Deuces. Oh yeah. Also, if you want to support the channel, link in the description. Patreon, all that good stuff. $2 a month. I love you.